Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you're all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex, and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we are checking out, we are checking out some Australian cars, because I need more Australian viewers, apparently, according to Google. I don't have enough of them. And so I thought I should check out two very well-known, but very different Australian cars. Check them out, modify them, make a couple of builds of each, and see where we get with it. Maybe I'll actually lose Australian viewers by the end of this video. We'll see. Maybe because of either my terrible accent or just my terrible tuning. But, well, anyway, here we are with this, the Holden Gemini TX. But yes, this car, I've got to admit, I don't know a lot about Australian cars, Holdens and Australian-made Fords, but what I do know is that I've seen this car and this type of car in those things in Australia where they just do crazy burnouts until their tyres explode, and I kind of want to build one of those cars because they look really cool. So here we have this. This is the Holden Gemini TX. Here we have the interior. It's actually a, well, nice made mod, apart from, what's that? Is that actually part of the thing? I don't know what that is. It might be part of the engine. It could be. Yeah, it might be part of the engine. Actually, before we start modifying, I should probably have a look, because this is awesome. This is a really nice... Okay. Is that an LS? Now everyone's going to know that I know nothing about anything related to General Motors. There's a boot. There's the interior. There's the doors. And then we have what I think is an LS inside here. A nice V8. Lots of very cool details to this. Very nice. So onto the parts. Let's see what we got. We got remove hood on the spoiler option, apparently. Okay. Well, I guess instantly, let's just ignore the names, I think. So we have a spoiler. Fair enough. Well, sure, why not? Let's see where we go. We then have two remove hoods, which is actually going to be a black bumper and a no bumper. That could also be secondary color. We'll have to find that out. Oh, God. Maybe the bumperless model is where we want to go with this one. I guess as we start adding parts, we'll get a vibe for what we want. On the rear, we're going to get, I imagine, the same, the black bumper and the no bumper. Let's go for no bumper. By the way, I'm going to do a couple of builds of this, and there's a whole other car we're going to look at as well, and we'll do a couple of builds of that as well. So we've got plenty of remove hoods. I like how they just haven't bothered with the naming of this one. A bunch of different exhausts here. Some nice ones, big ones, small ones, twin ones. I mean, what's going to be... this one, I was going to say, what's going to be the craziest one? It's going to be the big bore exhaust, I think. So, that one right there. And also titanium colors that, well, they're actually textured rather nicely, so I'm happy with that. On the chassis, that's going to be, it's going to be the mud flaps, apparently. We've gone from the standard mud flaps to none. Then we also have, ooh, okay, some bolt-on arches. And then we also have the combination of that and no mud flaps. Let's go for that then. Let's go for it. On the grille options, this is actually a grille. So we have the stock painted. We have that in black. We have a different style one. This kind of makes me think of a Vauxhall Viva, but I'm sure they're probably not related. Then we also have that in black as well. And then we have this one, which has a much nicer headlight design to me. The round one, maybe it's just the texture. Maybe it's just the color around it. Maybe it's the gap behind it that makes me see into the engine bay. But, I don't know, I kind of prefer this one. Yeah, I kind of prefer that. So I'm going to go for that in the coloured one. Bonnet options, we have... Okay. Well, I think this is probably a sign of what's to come, given the size of that massive gap for it. But we'll have a look. We've also got this. We have another massive one here. We have another massive one. And then we just have, well, nothing. And I'm kind of torn. I'm going to go for this one, but I am... kind of liking the nothing look, but I'm going to go for this one because I have high hopes that we're going to have some nice big blown superchargers and stuff sticking out the top. So we'll upgrade the engine and everything else. I want to do some massive burnouts with this one. We'll do our transmission. What's the suspension like? We can really get that down low. Okay, yeah, we can really drop that down. That's fine. We're going to go for race suspension. We have the extra, which is actually just going to be the radio antenna, which is perfectly fine. We'll get rid of that. Then we have lots of options over here. First of all, I want to see, can we change the color? No. Oh, we can. Okay, we can change the color of the interior. I did kind of want to make it just black or graphite. I think that's going to be a much nicer color than what we had before. Then we have some dials on the outside of the car this time. That's interesting. Well, why not? why not? We'll also do it in body color. We'll get some nice color blocking going on. We then also have a front spoiler. I guess it's just a wind shield. So we also have these window things. I've forgotten the name for them. Window shades, I guess. In my mind, it also looks like a front spoiler, like it's for going in reverse. But yeah, we could probably go for that. I'm just going to add everything to this and just see how it works out. And we'll keep that in the normal paint color. We then have some bonnet pins. We're going to go for bonnet pins. Options on the seats. We've got the stock seats with the stitching. We've then got these really nice Recaros. I do like those Recaros. I'm a big fan. We also have those in leather. We have those with whatever this pattern's called. I did know, and I've forgotten. Or we have these ones in another leather. That's like a smoother leather. And like a, oh God, just two different types of leather. This is awesome, by the way. These are really nice textures. I really like these. I'm going to go for the cloth ones, I think. We have some steering wheel options as well. Nice Momo one, Nardi one, and another Nardi one. I like Momo wheels. There we go. Okay, we finally spotted some words on this menu, and they do look good. So we have this. Look at that. Oh my God. Okay, so we have this. We have the smaller one. Still kind of cool. We have this one. Not so fun. We have the ram air hood. Oh, look at that. Oh, these are so cool. The thing is, these look really cool, and I'd probably go for these, but that is what I imagine. When I've seen these videos of these cars before in Australia, I don't know what... Do they just call it burnouts? Is it just a thing, just burning out? I always notice these massive huge blowers, so I think I'm gonna have to go for that because it really completes the look. Then we also have some badge options. If you want to get rid of that Holden badge, we can debadge it. And what exactly? Well, I can't really notice any difference between on and off, so we'll just have them off. We also have the options to remove this line along the side, and also to remove that front indicator. I'm going to remove absolutely everything. Again, we have the option to remove the number plate on the front and also the rear. I want to go for the full illegal mode, so yes, get rid of them. And then for the wing mirrors, we have just the one on the driver's side. Of course, also noting this is right-hand drive. It is an Australian car. We then also have that on both sides and also in chrome. And then we have some on the wings as well. I think ultimately I'm just going to keep that driver's side one, and that's fine. And well, we need some wheels and paint for this, don't we? Wheels, well, from what I've seen, normally they go for like absolutely massive, not necessarily deep dish, but sort of like massive blingy wheels from what I've seen. So actually these Inferno wheels, instantly the first wheel I pick, I think kind of suits it. So I'm going to go for that, and I'm going to keep them in alloy color. And then I'm going to go for this bright purple color because I kind of think it actually matches really nicely with the car. It's actually a nice look. Then V-Stancer to really set the whole thing off. I think wheel size, it's probably fine. Maybe I can go a bit bigger. Yeah, we'll go bigger. And I'll probably just do some visual layering and knock that down a little bit more. Actually, I kind of want to get rid of those mud flaps as well. So yeah, from what I remember, they were also like stupidly slammed down and wheels tucked in. That was the other thing that I remember. So I've just gone for this just because it is what I can get away with massive wheels and slamming. And the track width, that's about where we have it. Maybe I've remembered that slightly wrong because I'm doing this purely for memory, and I'm sure anyone in the comments can probably correct me and tell me I'm doing this wrong. Oh, that's a working blower as well. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, and because it's in the muscle class, it does do wheelies, of course. We need to go somewhere and actually do some burnouts in this. And this car park will do nicely. And, well, here we go. Now we can actually do some not as cool as and impressive as real life, because what I've seen from the videos, I actually really want to go see one of these displays in Australia. Whenever I get the chance to go to Australia, I'm going to have to kind of time this with some massive car show where people do these, because it does look absolutely ridiculous, and I'd love to see it firsthand. But there we go. That is our first build done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the other car first, and then we'll come back to a second build for this one later on in the video. So let's jump in and have a look at the next car. And well, I wanted two different worlds, but also kind of the same. It's this, the Ford Falcon EF XR6. which is kind of giving me like Mark 1 Mondeo vibes, but then also not at the same time. It's really weird how these are cars that I've never seen before. I've never seen one of these in real life, because these were entirely just like Australia only as far as I remember. And yet, for some reason, there is this really weird familiarity with it as well. Also, this car looks delightfully 90s in my opinion. And here we are with everything open. We have a big massive tire. We have a bit of tire in the boot, but that's fine. We have a big massive boot. We have our interior, very basic. I mean, it's an old Ford. They weren't really anything exciting. And then we have our full 3D modeled engine. And, okay, I'm gonna guess this is a Barra engine. Could be wrong. I've seen a few Mighty Car Mods videos. I have a feeling that's what that is. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong on that one. I've seen many pictures of these modified, heavily modified, very fast. So let's try and make our own one. So we'll start with the extra stuff first of all, then we'll go back to the regular things. Dashboard color. Can we change the interior? We cannot. Interior color, we cannot change anything, but that's fine. It's black, and I like black interiors. Perfect. Oh, we do have some orange. Ah, okay, so the interior color is actually related to that, which in that case, I'm making it red, just because I feel like red stitching, that's a very performance car, not the very 90s performance car, very Ford 90s performance, and very 80s and 90s actually, I'd say. So yeah, we'll keep that red. We then have some options for the seats. We have some XR seats, apparently, as well as this bride seat, and then another one in black. I mean, I have just decided to go for this. I'm just going to keep the standard seats in that. I think the standard seats are fine. We have some number plate options. We have that one, then we have that one slightly stuck out, and then we have the nothing, I guess. Yeah, that's just going to be nothing all over. I'm going to keep those plates on this time, but I don't know, maybe not on the front? Let's go not on the front. Let's be different. Let's make this slightly Americanized. We also have some badge options. We can get rid of the Falcon XR6 badging as well. I think this might get rid of some badging on the front. It does not, actually. Ah, it's the badging that's on the side as well. Okay, fair enough. And then that one gets rid of the Ford badge on that side. Still keeps it on the front, though. It gets rid of it on the rear. Let's just debadge it. Let's just completely debadge this one. Again, that's what I feel like people did in the 90s. So we'll do that here. And then the last one is just choosing between having a visible intercooler or not. We'll keep it visible. So spoiler options, we have our stock spoiler, we have the nothing, we have the bigger spoiler, we have the even bigger spoiler. These all look very 90s, very smooth, and I do quite like all of these actually. They all look very good. I think I quite like... What do I like? For some reason, this one ends up looking like a European Ford somehow as soon as we add this. Well, compared to this one, which is kind of small, this one is a bigger version. Especially because this last one, the normals are kind of a bit weird and bugged looking, which looks a bit odd. So we'll have to skip that last spoiler. So, oh, actually, the normals are kind of janky on that one too. This one looks better. We'll just go for that. Front bumper options, we have the stock, we have the what's changed. Oh, okay, so we can get rid of that bit at the bottom. So we can actually make this like a lower spec one from what it is in its standard form on GTA at least. And then we also have this, which is, it looks like a more modern Ford kit. It makes it look a bit more modern. And then we also have this one, just bigger vents. Maybe that's a 90s thing. I prefer the original look, but... maybe we'll go for a kit. Let's go for a kit. Then on the rear, we have the options of the stock. We have this larger one here. And then we have this one with the diffuser. I guess we'll go for the diffuser. Yeah, why not? Let's just go for this whole look that's apparently forming here. In fact, actually, if that was the case, I think for that one, we'd need this one to match. So let's go for that. Skirt options, the standard, the nothing, or that, or that. I think that one matches. We'll go for that. Exhaust options, we have a few, which is... Oh, okay. Okay. I don't like what's happening with some of the normals and stuff. There's some weird stuff going on with some of these models, but that's okay. We have a few options here. I think we should probably just go for that. There we go. Chassis options is actually going to be the rear lights. We can make them white, clear at the bottom instead of yellow. I think that's a very obvious 90s modification, so we'll do that. Okay, bonnet options. We have this big, massive scoop. We have, what is that? Just some, oh, it's turned those into vents. Okay, fair enough. We also have that one, and this one sort of dipped down, and then we have just the completely engineless. I'm not sure the, I bonnetless rather than engineless. I'm not sure I like that for this one. I feel like older cars suit that look better than more modern cars where the styling hasn't really accounted for the lack of bonnet like this one. So I think it's going to have to be this one. We'll upgrade our engines and our brakes and our transmissions and our suspension. Let's see how low we get this. That's pretty sizable. Let's drop it down. We can tweak this later in V-Stancer. The extra, again, is going to be the radio antenna. We'll just get rid of that. We'll add our turbo, of course. In terms of wheels, I kind of want to go for these AP Spatter Cut Cs just because they look like a aftermarket 90s wheel. It has made the wheel look a little smaller, but we'll tweak that again in a minute. And I'll be honest, I kind of like the standard paint. It's very 90s, but we'll have a look what we got. Okay, actually, this car really suits black. What is that about? Instantly, as soon as I made that black, sometimes you make a car black and you're just like, eh. Most cars in black to me is just, eh. But this actually looks really nice. I don't know why I like that so much, but I'm going to go for black. And then the secondary colour is actually tied to this. And as we've gone for this red stitching thing on the interior, I kind of want to see what it looks like if we go for red. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's really nice. Torino red's also a brighter red as well. I like it. I like it. I actually really like that. I don't normally go for black and red, but yeah, cool. So I'm going to increase the wheels just slightly. Not going to make them any wider or anything like that. Just make them slightly bigger. The tyres are a bit chunky, admittedly. And maybe I'll actually get the fitment a bit better on this one. Front, it's already pretty dialed in, I'd say. And yeah, maybe a little bit more on the front and a little bit of tuck. Does that work? I think that works. Yeah, it's got a bit of rake to it. I like a bit of rake. I do like a bit of nose down, butt up. Well, yeah, there we go. I like this. So this one's got a straight 6, of course. Definitely not that V8 sound that we had before. Although, does it sound kind of V8? It actually doesn't sound like a straight 6 that much. Either way, there we go. That is two different completely styles of Australian car. But I did say I was going to do another build of the other one, and I will do another build of this. So we should probably... Oh, actually, whoa, okay. Whoa, the handling. This is... Okay, he's a slidey boy. That was an inevitable tank slapper, I think, there. Yeah, okay. Let's just now park this up because I want to do another build of each, and then you guys can vote which one you prefer from each car. So let's pull over here, and I'm just going to instantly jump in with the completed builds. Dude, is he about to nick my car? Wait, what the... I've never had someone try to nick my car before doing a video. Okay, this is not going well. Okay, that's one way to get rid of him. The dude was about to nick the car. Okay, so here we are done with the second build. I figured we'd start with this one just so we can compare these two. And, well, what I did was I basically put everything back to pretty much stock. So I got rid of any sort of splitter or anything like that it comes with. No bulges, no spoilers, no nothing like that. I tinted the windows, and I then just put the wheels on. I made the wheels smaller, and then I slammed it down. I've got a little bit of camber on the front. Actually, looking at that camber on the rear, that camber on the rear is not nice. I could probably do with a bit more of that. I wanted to try and go for very simple, not trying to make it look as standard as possible, and slamming it. Just making a cruiser, rather than some sort of fancy spec'd up racy model. Although I do like how this looks. I actually really like how this looks. But I also like the simplicity in this, and so that's why I wanted to try it. And of course I went for that yellow because I actually really like this yellow. It's a very cool 90s yellow. But yeah, you guys can let me know which one of these two you prefer. I've got to go with this one myself. This was a car especially, I should note, I picked this car specifically because I didn't like it. Because I was curious. And now I like it. Now I like it. Okay, one last build. Let's go. And, well, here it is. Yep. I mean, you guys probably expected me to do something like this. We haven't done these wheels in a while, though. I thought we'd come back to these. Some nice white walls, smoothie wheels in red. It's a tried and tested thing that I think works on a lot of cars. And basically all I did was I tried to add chrome bits where I could, remove black looking bits where I could, make the exhausts a bit more classic style, go for a nice creamy beigey sort of paint, and slam. Yeah, and also the interior, I kept the interior as it is standard because I think that this colour suits perfectly this whole vibe. This is a very classic look. I actually really like how that looks. I think ultimately the first build that we did on this was very cool, but it wasn't maybe entirely my thing. So out of the two of those, this one's my preferred. And then, of course, I think probably my favourite in the whole video is probably this one. But, well, that's fun. That's a nice, fun setup of 3 here. There you go, guys. That's it. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think of each of these in the comment section below. If you've watched all the way to the end of the video, you can say Chrome Dome in the comment section below. You can tell me how terrible my Australian accent is. Absolutely awful. That's a cross between watching all sorts of mismatch of Australian shows over the years. Don't know if you can tell that I was a huge home and away fan for a while, but let me know what you think of my Australian accent in the comment section below. Sort of shifts in and out of the Australia. I'll give up. It shifts in and out of that Australian one. But anyway, never mind. That's it. Thank you very much. Say Chrome Dome. Let me know what you think, and bye.